Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. And you can't talk business without talking real estate. Oh, the Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's given you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network. Hi! Oh my God. I thank you guys so much for tuning in again with T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on the Boss Up Houston Network. Oh wow, what we're going to do today is we're just going to be talking about what we've done before, like a recap to get you guys back into the groove of things, if you will. I do apologize. I have a slight cold, so I'm going to project as good as I can, simply because it kind of hurts a lot to talk a long time, and then my nose starts to stopping up again and everything. But we're gonna work through it today, okay? All right. So the recap is once again, it's going to be about what we talked about before, which is credit. We talked about credit. We also talked about all type of businesses, and then we also had financial literacy as pertains to insurance. So we'll be going through those today and giving you a recap on your consumer rights, on the law, also, as it pertains to the business, I'll be recapping on the different types of business. And then once again, the insurance. If you can recall, I had a guest here, and her name was Helen Ujori, and she gave us some gems. And the gems were in terms of insurance. And I was so taken aback by the information that she had given, till I was like, okay, how can I do better with mine? But if you guys can remember, I can't do anything because of the weight situation. They're really serious about that. So I want to make sure that you have questions, leave your comments, leave your questions. Also, make sure that you get in contact with me. Today it's not we're not going to be before you long. We're not gonna prolong the time either, due to the fact that I really don't feel all that well in the sense of talking. You'll hear my voice go in and out. I will apologize for that. You'll see me, maybe bring my tissue to my mouth, because we're in the studio. I do not want to cough out, because I do have some coughing if I talk too much. But at any rate, we're going to push forward. We're going to get through this. This is once again, Let's Talk Business in Real Estate with T. Foxy Wyckoff. We're in the house, and I want you to be in your actual house. If you can't remember, when we initially started this, my promo talks about Deuteronomy, and Deuteronomy says that he will bless your hands, that you put your hands to do everything that you put your hands to do, and he will give you the property in which he's negated to you. That means property means your own, right? So I have people telling me, okay, I want a multifamily resident. That's yours. You live on one side, you rent out the other. I've had a guy to come and tell me, hey, I want an apartment complex. Okay, we'll find you one. So where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, and I would just like to share with you all just a little bit about of an issue, real quick, sidebar that I'm having. I'm doing the loan. I actually processed the loan, and in processing the loan, you have things that you go by. You go by your mortgage application. For short, we call it 1003. That's really the Bible, if you will. And what happened was, my client was actually married during the time she had her home. And so we were able to use that in her 1003 and along with the income portion. Well, they're divorced now, okay? So because we have put that there, it helped the income ratio and everything. And now that they're divorced, they were divorced last year, final last year. The lender is actually taking that income out completely. So it is making our DTI go high on this property. This is a pretty big property. This is not, a small property. What I mean by small property, we're well into the $400,000 range. So I've been on the phone going back and forth today, Monday, and all of last week trying to get things done. So in the name of Jesus, let's hope it gets done. But I said that to say this: when you're doing your credit, you want to make sure that you're doing your credit properly, okay? You want to make sure that in doing your credit properly, you're actually paying properly as well, right? Because these things can impact you when you get ready to go and get your home, right? Let me tell you how so. Well, the lender called and said, hey, since we took that income out, right? Now we've got to go in and lower the payments per month, which count towards your DTI. We got to lower those payments per month in order to bring her DTI back down to 49%. So when you are interviewing with us as loan consultants, as mortgage companies, as loan processors, please give us all the information that we need, because everything has to line up. And this has just thrown a monkey wrench in it. But I told you that she will get this house. I told her she would get this house. And according to his word, the land is what you occupy. The land is your house or your actual raw land in which you're going to build on. Some of you may want to purchase it and just hold on to it because it's in a high producing area. And then they're going to come to you and want to buy your land. And then some of you may want an apartment complex. Come on, guys, we can do this. We can get it. But you got to make sure your credit is taken care of. The good thing about this client, and I know she doesn't mind me saying this, she is seasoned and she pays her credit cards off every month and she knows how to work it. She just told me, say, hey, I just charged $61. Well, guess what? That $61 has to come out because it's going to her debt to income ratio, because it's saying that she pays $29 a month. So we got to eliminate that to get it back down. Okay. Just wanted to give you that jewel right there. Once again, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff on the Boss Up Houston Network and Let's Talk Business and Real Estate. We're going to be recapping credit, business, all type business, and insurance literacy from the show with Helen Ujari. We thank you so much. We'll be right back. Take a break. Come back with me.
Are you single? Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com. Events and Adventures knows how to make the most of being single. Get social, in person, try new things, and just have fun. Join Events and Adventures. We've been doing the single life right for over 30 years. 30 great events every month. Just visit eventsandadventures.com.
About my new show. I'm up here down here in the newsroom. You heard me? We talking political news, social news, hood news, jailhouse news, your mama news, baby mama news. We all over in the building, okay? I stay in the newsroom. Make sure y'all tune in to In the Newsroom each and every Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Boss Up Houston Network. Let's go.
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
So much for coming back. You know what? I had to stun on you this time. I put my glasses on. You gotta tell me what you think I look like. I think I look really smart. Oh, I am. Okay, guys. Don't let me cough don't let me laugh because I'll get the coughing. Once again, I thank you for tuning back in. This is T. Foxy Wyckoff with Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on the Boss Up Houston Network. Yay! You know what? I'm going to throw this in. We got a lot of stuff going on here. So it'd be great if you guys could contact Boss Up Houston Network and see how you fit in, especially you business owners. Okay, let's get back to it. I told you today we're recapping, okay? We're recapping credit. We're recapping all type business. And we're recapping insurance literacy, or just insurance. Remember, our guest on that was Helen Ujori. So I'm going to do my best to recap that. And I also told you at the beginning what we want to do is periodically we're going to come back and we're going to do these recap shows so that we refreshen the information that you have gotten, because I need for you guys to take advantage. No one has contacted me. No one has called me, contacted, meaning email or text or even called me, okay? Come on, guys. It's very imperative that you guys give me a call with any of your questions, okay? Now, let's get into it. We talked about credit. Now, credit is a big thing, okay? Credit is a big thing because it's an essential part of life, whether it's your personal credit or your business credit, okay? Both of those need to be intact. And if you are in business, I don't care if it's DBA too, but it works better when you are incorporated or LLC as pertains to the business credit, okay? You want to make sure that your PayX is, if it's business, is at 100, and your FICO is over 780, okay? Now remember, you have 3 scores: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, okay? Now for the business credit, there is Dun & Bradstreet, there is Experian Business, and there's one other, and it's not coming to me. But you want to make sure that you're good on all of those. The same thing applies to your business as the personal. You want to make sure that you keep those those balances under 50% and that you're paying it every month with your business, okay? Same thing with the credit, okay? Now, you have rights, consumer rights. The Federal Debt Credit Protection Act is for you, and it deems those rules and regulations that the creditors and the collection companies must follow. Okay. Now remember, I also told you that in probably part one that Texas goes further, and they have a law as it pertains to those payday loans. Okay. So depending upon the state you're in, Alabama doesn't have anything like that. I know Texas does. So wherever you are in these United States of America, I can help. If there's extra rules or laws that have been negated for this, all I have to do is do the research and find them. Remember, I can do this from wherever I am in the United States of America. I don't have to be in your state in order to get your credit taken care of. Once again, I am a 30-day girl. I am a 30-day girl because that's what the law stipulates, okay? In the law stipulating 30 days, if it doesn't come off and if we contact the creditors or they haven't contacted us, they have an additional 15 days, okay? Once we contact them. So 30 to 45 days, right? So with having said that, when you're doing credit, you have to really pay attention to the timeline. And how you pay attention to the timeline is the return receipts that you have received from the creditors, from the creditors that have actually signed for those documents. I'm going to take these off so you can see my beautiful eyes much better. I just wanted to let you guys look at my look and see if you like it. I'm kind of playing with it. But getting back to the subject at hand, it depends. The time frame is very important because we're going by that date, okay? So whether I get the return receipt or you get the return receipt, it just depends on what you say to me. In order to be transparent, you may say to me, I don't have time for that, and paying you to do all that, that's great. And if you say, okay, well, I want to be able to get those so I know that you sent it. Even though when I'm doing that, once it's sent, I send you, once it's prepared, I send you a copy, a picture of the letters that the return receipt is on. And I also send you a copy of the receipt as well via email. So that's what we need to do as it pertains to the time frame. We got to be paying attention, okay? And then, of course, we're talking about the credit. We're recapping. And then also with the credit, you want to make sure that you are not, guys, forgive me for this, but I'm paying attention to time and content that I'm looking at as well. So you also want to be paying attention to the folk that are calling your phone, okay? We talked about the validity of debt. Someone call you and you don't know who it is and you answer. I answer my phone. I don't not answer my phone because I don't know who's calling. So I'm going to answer my phone, and if they say Wonder Woman, that's my nickname. I love Linda Carter. But if they say Wonder Woman, it's somebody I know, right? Because my nickname isn't anywhere. Well, I'm telling it now, but at any rate, just gave you an example, right? I know. But still, if I don't know the number, even though that's my nickname, I shouldn't just go on talking. So, hello, Wonder Woman? Yes. This is Spectrum Collection Department. How can I help you? Oh, you're looking for San Austin? Oh no, this is not San Austin, right? And cease and desist and hang up the phone. Well, they just may still validate that debt on you and send that debt, I'm sorry guys, and send that debt to you in the mail. So be very careful about that. You do not want to answer to your name, okay? Because you don't know who's calling, right? So that's how they get you. And then you say to me, well, Ms. Wyckoff, how do you come back that? Well, what you can do is to get that number, trace that number back, get that company, call that company back. Probably need to block your number out. Call that company back, see who that company is, and send them a cease and desist in the mail. But when you send it, you need to send it via certified mail. So what you're going to do is you're going to ask them, okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. What is your legal corresponding address, right? You're going to send that via certified mail, return receipt, okay? When you're sending anything, certified mail, always get a return receipt, okay? It only costs $1 and something more. Hell, certified mail return receipts now, wherever it is in the U.S., it doesn't care about the weight. It's at $7.55, all right? So just spend the money and get it done, because if you're a person who is savvy or who is becoming savvy through my teachings and presumably through your research, well, then you got to do these things. You got to take time to do your credit. Is a job. It's really a job. So with having said that, pay attention to what I'm telling you and do what I'm telling you, right? So one of the things I just said, I talked about cease and desist. Well, where do you get a cease and desist? You can go and actually Google cease and desist template and send it to them, right? Don't put your social or anything on there. And you can put the day. I think it will say the day. I think it says the year, the time frame that they call. So on mine, I just put general, February 2021, in regards to this debt. Then it'll have on there the account number. Well, you don't know the account number because it doesn't belong to you. So, and that's why you put NA. And also when you're doing this, please don't leave anything blank, okay? And then they say the amount, you put MA because you don't know. It doesn't belong to you, right? So you send this off. Some would say sincerely. You actually put your name on it. You can do that and you send it off, right? So that way you'll have that for your record. Once again, I will tell you that doing your credit is a job. I need to call Experian now because it's a fraud alert on mine. And I applied for something and I ain't actually a credit increase. I'm sorry, I did. And the company had to call me and say, hey, you got an alert. We had to call you and make sure it was you. When she called, I think I had the number in the phone, so it actually popped up, or it popped up anyway. I like to say the phone systems are pretty good now. So they actually, the company's name, if they're a legitimate company, normally pops up. It's just these collection companies that are not popping up. And some of them are so bold now that their name pops up. And then they call you from different numbers. So you have to be leery of that as well. Okay, so we just talked about the cease and desist and how you send that off. Your credit cards, you need to be doing your credit cards. You need to make sure that on whether it's revolving, installment, or credit cards, whatever account you have outside of your home and your car, you need to be under half. Really, you do. I can tell you that I got a new Home Depot account, and the initial line was $5,000. No. The initial line was $3,000, and I called them and asked them to increase it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I went and made my purchase, I made a purchase for $897, which is either 6 or 12 months, 0% interest. If you pay it off within that time, which it will be, if you will. But I did not want my DTI to be my credit score to score low because I was close to that credit limit range. So I asked them to increase it. And guys, that's actually another trick. Those of you who have credit cards, you can actually call them. Now, secure, they're not going to do that until they take it from unsecured to secure. But on those accounts in which you have that are unsecure, I mean, those accounts that are unsecure, you can actually call and get an increase, okay? Especially if you know you're close to your the halfway point, and or if you know you're about to go on vacation, um, or just call them and say, hey, I want to use this card because of the benefit. Um, I got some things that I have to do. You can say business wise or personal wise, and I need to use this credit card, but I need a credit line increase because I don't want to, have my debt to income ratio over 50%. You can talk to them and tell them that. Some of them may understand or may not understand, but you can do that, okay? That helps your credit as well. And then I was looking at something today, and I always tell my clients I don't give them a date. So, say for instance, if your due date is on the 17th, right? And it's the first of the month, right? Excuse me. I always tell them to pay your bill not on the due date, but before. But I have one of my colleagues, I was looking at her listing today, and it states, okay, if you pay it twice in that month before it's due, it actually increases your credit score. See, I didn't know the validity, or I don't think we know the number wise, but I didn't know the validity. What I do know is what I talked to you about is what I've actually done. So I'll pay mine before, if you will. Excuse me, guys, I'm sorry. I'll actually pay mine before. So, hey, it's free information. So if you got the credit card, pay it twice, well before the due date, and let's see how it does, because I'm definitely going to do that. Okay, so that's credit, guys. Excuse me. Forgive me. That's why we're talking. We're doing a recap because I can't do a lot of talking. It actually begins to hurt my throat. In a sense, that make my throat stretchy or whatever. I don't know if it's the air in and out, breathing in and out, and talking that does that. But let's get back to the credit, okay? Now, with having said that, we're going to talk about. I think you guys got the credit portion, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go and talk about the business, okay? So when you're doing business, I would like to say that anybody is in business, right? My daughter is 12 years old. My daughter's been in business for ever since she was 10, right? Because she made bracelets, she actually paints, and she makes keychains, okay? So she's been in business, but of course, the legal age to actually enter into a contract is 18. Excuse me, guys. But those of you who are old enough and you cut hair, you cut grass, you are caretaker, you're going to the grocery store for people, you're driving people around, and they're giving you money, you're in business, so you might as well legitimize it. So that way, when some of these things come around, you're able to take advantage, meaning some of these programs. So solidify yourself with the doing business as. I know that in Alabama it's called the business license. Here in Texas, you can actually go get a DBA. And the business license is just like the DBA, if you will. So go and do that. Solidify yourself. Get your DBA. or your business license. Once you do that, you can actually go on the irs.gov and slash EIN and make sure that you're on their site, because there's no charge for an EIN. If you get to the part where you put your information in, don't put your information in, because they have it and they'll email you back. Because I wasn't paying attention, and I was like, wait a minute, it doesn't look right. But you're not paying attention. And I actually did that last year. I was putting a client's information. I said, oh my God, this is wrong. So I had to back out, because it was like a charge. This is free. And it's also, people will also charge you for those signs, those wage earner signs. Those are free. You go to the unemployment office. Those of you who have your little, maybe your garage or whatever, you do business out of your garage and people come to your garage, they can see, and you're in business. Go ahead on and put that wage earner poster up there. Go to the, I think it's the unemployment office, the employment office or whatever, and they give you those for free. So just be savvy in what you're doing. Okay, you get your DBA or your business license, and upon getting your DBA or your business license, you then go to irs.gov/EIN and get your EIN. You can take those two documents to the bank and get your business bank account, okay? We'll have someone on for that aspect as well, but they cost different. It just depends on what bank you choose as to how much it's going to cost, okay? So that's the DBA and the or the business license. And then also you have your incorporation. Now you can be incorporated in any state, if you will. I like Delaware because of their tax shelter protection, if you will. But I do have Delaware. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I do have Delaware and Texas Corporation. Just that the different protection. In those corporations, you have an S Corp and you have a C Corp. C Corp is your standard. And the S Corp just gives you even more tax protections as well. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. In that S Corp, if you can remember, Miss Helen told us that there is a product that you can use if you're incorporated and you have an S Corp, okay, in which you can take $100,000 per year at various times and put into an IRA Roth annuity, which is better, once again, than a 401c, 401k. Oh my God, I'm like to give you nonprofit, and that's 501c3. Oh my God. So it's much better, okay? Now, we talked about the business license, which will be what you get as a person in business, or a DBA, same thing. Different states interchange. We also are talking about the incorporation, C Corp. You're automatically a C Corp, or you can be an S. It costs more money to be an S, though. They're going to ask you for more things to be an S, okay? That's wherever you are, okay? And then you have LLC, which is Limited Liability Corporation. Normally, you're going to see those when you have partners, okay? So it's good to have a partner if y'all are on the like mind frame, okay? So you got to be like-minded, if you will. Because if you're not like-minded, you're probably, not going to have a meeting of the mind. So meaning the partners, everybody has their part that they play. Like for my trucking or my logistics company, I'm the paper pusher, okay? And I have the other partner that goes and look for, get the certifications and things of that nature. But I'm going to push the paper. I'm going to make sure we do our meetings. I'm going to make sure the banking is right. And any forms that we need or need generated, that's what I'm going to do. And I chose that role because I have other things going on. That's much easier for me to do when I'm doing, I do a lot of paperwork when I'm doing research or I'm working on a client's, whatever, I'm already doing paperwork. So it's much easier for me to do. You want to make sure that when you do your LLC, which is Limited Liability Corporation, that you have the things that you need. You want to have in mind on all of your businesses. Let me just say this. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Let me just say this. Those of us who have business, it's also imperative that you get your website, okay, as well. Whether it's a DBA or LLC incorporation, you still need your website, because what I'm noticing on a lot of these grants, they want to know your website. They want to know, of course, how long you've been in business. Now, let me just go back to the DBA. Let me go back to the things that I've covered. The DBA business license, the incorporation, SRC, and the LLC, right? On these grants, they want to know how long you've been in business. Sometimes, some of us may be already doing business and we have filed our taxes, right? As a sole proprietor. So if you've been in business for 5 years and 5 years later you incorporate, you don't become to be in business 5 years later because you're incorporated, or you don't become to be in business 5 years later when you have LLC'd your company. You're in business over here when you start business. So don't go and put 5 months. No, you've been in business 5 years. It's just that you're just now incorporated, right? But to negate those issues, you have to show your taxes. And if you haven't gotten your taxes done, you need to amend your taxes because that's the only way that you're going to get some of this money that's out here, that's always out here. But see, these are some of the questions that are on the grant application that you need to know as well. So I told you before, but I'm reiterating this now. If you're going to do business right, okay? We are here to teach you. We're here to help you to get into business and to do your business from A through Z. But also what I believe in is teaching you so that you can go and teach someone else, right? Yeah, you're going to pay me, but you're going to gain when you go somewhere else and talk to folk and they say, oh, you're in business, you got this, you got that. And then you can say, oh, this is what I did. Or, well, this is what I was taught. So I'm doing good with mine. So we need to be mindful of that, right? Now, let's get into the insurance aspect. The insurance aspect of this is going to be where you have the term, you have term B, you're going to have your whole life, you're going to have what we call executive, you're going to have annuity, IRA, Roth, and it's one other one that you're going to have. But I can't think of that one. I'm so sorry. And then it's enrollment period for the Obamacare. There's 0% deductible and 0%, 0% deductible and 0% down payment or something like that, right? So now is the time. You need to contact me in regards to that to get in on a good deal as pertains to that. Also, if you are turning 64 this year, you must sign up, not qualify, for Medicaid A and B. If you do not, you will be penalized. I didn't know that, okay? So enrollment period starts, I think, here sometime in November. So you need to contact me for that as well, because remember, we had Helen Ujuri, and that's our specialist as it pertains to that. Now, I'm going to recap on the insurance, what I learned, okay? remember I have term. Remember, I'm pissed off about that, right? Because my term does nothing for me. It only pays out when I die. Okay, so my girls are gonna be good, right? I'm pissed off because I don't feel well now, right? So if I'm deemed to not be able to work, I'm up shit creek because I got this term. It's okay. Thank you guys. I'll get over it. Oh, okay. There's term B. Term B is also a term like a time period, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But on this term B, if you become unable to work, there is a policy that will pay you 2% every month. So, say for instance, you got a $500,000 term policy, term B policy, you're going to get paid 2% per month, okay? If it becomes where you become incapacitated, they will pay you up to 75%, and they will reserve that 25% for your death. I think that's amazing because prior to me having to redo my insurance, I have had insurance since I was 20 on my own, 22 years old, okay? And I had insurance, and we're talking about, remember I shared this with you all, $1 million, well, it was $500,000. Then when I had my daughter, it went up to $1 million. But I had $500,000 insurance from 22 up until 32. And from 32 until 39, I had $1 million. So that would have been great if something would have happened, because I did have something that happened in which I couldn't work. So if I had that policy right there, right, I would have been getting money. So I'm so excited about the term B, guys, okay? And then you have your whole. Term is more cheaper than whole, because whole gives you your benefits outright. Okay, you get so many benefits with your whole, right? You can actually use your whole now like the term B, like if something happens as well. And it's going to pay out, upon your death as well. But I just love that. And then they have the executive policy, in which you can actually, if you are a incorporated, okay, you can take $100,000 and put it into an account, and it makes money. However, if the market starts going crazy, it stops. It yields. It does not go into the market and it's going up and down and you lose your money like a 401k. So I love that for the business owners, because you can actually have your own retirement account under this insurance policy. I just think that is so amazing. And and another reason why that I'm a little bit perturbed is because I'm sitting here and I didn't even educate myself on all of this, right? Because you get so bogged down till you say, okay, well, whatever you say, right? And you're thinking you know what you know instead of doing the research, okay? So the research is there as well. And then also on this policy, you want to make sure that you are exploring what you have, what's available to you, which I've already told you. So you should be contacting me. And then if I'm not able to help you, Miss Helen Ujari is there to help you. Listen, guys, I have enjoyed recapping credit, all type business, and insurance. I thank you so much for tuning in with me. I do apologize that I just don't feel well. However, you are loved, and we would love to help you with your business. This is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate with T. Foxy Wyckoff on the Boss Up Houston Network. And you got to say it with me. Look up, stay up. Get your money. And this is where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. We thank you so much. Have a great day.
Hi. Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. You can't talk business without talking real estate. The Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's given you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network.